Hey everybody, it's Kason. So I am coming to you today to talk about my teeth. This is definitely a different video than I've ever done. It's a very hard subject for me just because I think everyone's a little self-conscious about their teeth, or they're not exactly how they want them. But I really wanted to document my journey to getting the teeth that I want and kind of tell you guys a little bit about my teeth, my history. I am going today to get veneers. So I'm going to talk to you guys about that process. I'm going to hopefully be able to film the rest of the journey. So this is kind of just an intro to what's going to happen today. So I have kind of a long history with my teeth. I had braces, an appliance, lip bumper. I had a very small mouth. My eye teeth were really high up before I got braces. And so when I was younger, I went through a lot of dental work, and my teeth eventually kind of moved back, and I'm still not very happy with them. On top of that, I'm not even sure when it happened. I think it was when I was younger playing softball. Some way or another I got hit in the mouth, and one of my front teeth is completely dead. It calcified itself, so there's no blood supply, there's no root canal left. So I've known for a while that I needed to get that fixed. I just didn't know what was the best way about going about doing it. Anyway, so I talked to a friend who had gotten veneers. They kind of helped coerce me. They led me to a doctor. And so I'm going to try to document this whole process for you. My battery is actually about to go dead on my camera, but I wanted to show you guys my teeth before, and then I'm going to get my temporary veneers put on today, and then I'll hopefully be able to film in a few days and show you guys what the temporaries look like, and then as soon as I get my permanent veneers on, I'll show you how they turned out. I'm actually only getting the first 4 teeth done, so it's not going to be a huge change. But I did want to film it for you, so I'm just going to zoom in and show you guys my teeth now and kind of show you guys the problems that I don't like about my teeth. So these are my teeth now. As I smile, you can tell I have this tooth here is a lot smaller, and so you can see a lot more of the gum line here. My gum line is just not quite in alignment. If I zoom a little bit closer, you can see this is the dead tooth. So it's right here. As you can see, it's a little bit discolored compared to the one beside it. Yeah, I can't wait to fill you guys in and show y'all my temporaries and then my permanents. So if y'all are interested, just keep watching for the rest of my teeth journey. Okay, so first off, when I went for my visit to get my temporary veneers, the first thing that I did when I went there was they had me go into the room and they did the numbing process. They basically inject Novocaine into your gums. So because I was only having the front 4 teeth done, I actually only had to have the injections right through here. And it was not bad at all. They actually put some, I don't know if it's lidocaine or some sort of topical numbing medicine on a Q-tip, and then put that on your gum so that you don't actually feel the needle go in, which is good. It's really not as painful. I think it's more just the thought that you're having a needle stuck in your gum that's so bad. But anyway, so I think they maybe had to do it like 3 or 4 times, but after like the first one, the rest of the time it's pretty much numb. So it wasn't bad at all. That was like what I was kind of worried about. I've been numbed plenty of times, but just the thought of getting it in the front is kind of freaked me out a little bit, but it was fine. And so he numbed me and then went away for like maybe 15 or 20 minutes to give it time to set. Then the first thing that they did, it was kind of weird, I'll be honest, because this whole process happened very fast for me. I went in for my consultation and I just knew I wanted veneers. I wanted them like right then. I'm a very like spur of the moment type of person, and when I want it, like I gotta have it. So I went in for my consultation and I was like, when is the soonest we can do this? And they were like, we can do it whenever. And I was like, okay, so when? And they were like, well, we can do it tomorrow. And I was like, okay. So I literally went in for my consultation, and then I got my temporaries put on the next day. So it was fine. I'm glad I did it that way because I'm gonna be getting my permanent veneers very quickly, like 3 weeks after I decided I wanted them. So that's really nice. but I felt like there were some things I was kind of unsure about. And I later found out that's kind of just how it is. So the consultation was not so much to go over the veneers. The consultation was more just about the health of my mouth and where we could go from there. And then once we decided on veneers, I really didn't learn much about like what they were gonna. I thought that during my consultation I would, you know, get to see like what the teeth were gonna look like and stuff like that. And it really wasn't like that. But then when I went in for my temporaries, they actually started right away. They numbed me and then they started applying, I'm guessing it's like composite material, like filling material, basically building up my teeth to make them look how I wanted them to look. So rather than it actually being done digitally, he actually went ahead and started adding bonding, like making ones larger that needed to be larger and longer, shorter, and kind of just like playing with what they were going to look like. And then he did all that and showed me, and so that literally took him maybe 10 minutes. And when I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh my gosh, like the few things that he did in that 10 minutes made a complete difference in my smile. So once he did the composite portion, he basically let me look in the mirror and he was like, okay, so obviously like the one tooth is still yellow, that won't be like that, but what else do you not like about this? I basically compared my two eye teeth, which are the two teeth right beside your two front teeth, and I just made sure that they looked the size I wanted them, and like I was happy. It was really fast, and I was so amazed that he could just go in there with some filling material and transform my mouth. But literally, I mean, you can see in the pictures like my before and my after when it's just the composite, and it's a complete difference in how straight my teeth look, at least. So after that, he took a mold of my mouth. Basically, they just put this mouthpiece that has like a bunch of like molding, rubbery gunk in it, and you just like bite down and hold it for a few minutes, and then they take that out. And I'm assuming that is the mold that my veneers were made off of. So yeah, so they sent that off, and then I went back in the chair, and then they began the actual like process. So the first thing they did was, before anything, they had me choose my teeth color. So they had little like tooth samples of different like shades of veneers, and they just held them up to my natural teeth to see which ones closely matched my natural teeth. And then they began the process. So he went ahead and drilled out all the composite filling that he had just put on there, and then began like drilling down my natural teeth. So this process wasn't so bad. I'll be honest with you, you should really bring like headphones and listen to music. I just kept my headphones on and listened to music and just tried not to think about it, because it's just loud. It's not any pain or anything. It's just like kind of like annoying because it's like vibrating and stuff, but it really wasn't so bad. Okay, sorry for the change of lighting. Some of the sun went down, so I had to bring my lights out. But anyway, so after you finish the drilling process, he then did my gum. It's called crown lengthening, but it's basically a gum surgery where they go in and like laser off parts of your gums to make them more in line. And so I had certain areas where more gum was showing than others, and I think he did tell me he ended up just doing a little bit of like lasering off of all four teeth just to make them more in line with my canines. That was the part I was most worried about, and honestly I didn't even know he had done it. And finally I was like, did you do the gum laser? And he said, yeah, I already did it. So I knew he was about to do it because he said like you may smell something, which is like, I guess like gum burning, but I never smelled anything, I never felt anything, so it was fine. There was really no pain throughout the process. So after he did my gum lasering, then he had me sit up and do another mold. I actually did look at what my teeth looked like after But when I looked at my teeth, they actually weren't as bad as what I was expecting. I really thought they were just going to be like 4 little nubs, and like the main, my eye teeth were pretty much the same. They were just a little bit shorter. My front teeth was just a little bit skinnier and shorter, not very much difference at all. And then the dead tooth was the main difference. It was pretty much just like a little rod there, but he actually had to crown that whole tooth. So after all the drilling, then he had me sit up and they did another mold while my teeth were drilled down. And then after that, I laid back in the chair and they basically used that last mold to build my temporaries. So I'm assuming they just added the bonding material around my drilled down teeth in the mold, and then they were able to create these 4 temporaries, which are all one piece, and they just kind of like, I guess they snap up into place. I can't tell that they're, I mean, they feel a little bit like looser than my real teeth, but like I don't feel like they're gonna fall out or anything. You can't floss between them, which I think is like really weird. That was like my biggest thing at first. Like I felt like I just needed to like floss my teeth. But I was very surprised at how the temporaries looked. They didn't look like huge. I thought they were gonna look like really huge and fake, and they look exactly like my real teeth pretty much. So I'm very happy. I will film tomorrow or someday after I get my permanents on and show you guys those, but I just wanted to fill you in on the temporary process. So yeah, like after I got mine done, I stayed numb for a little bit, and I think I took a couple pain pills just in case, but I never really needed any pain medication. I did have a complication about a week afterwards. From where I'd had the gum surgery, my gums, he said it was my gums' way of reacting to the trauma and stress, but I ended up getting a bunch of like little cold sores on my gum, and I didn't know what it was at first, so I called him and I was like, look, like you told me that if anything went wrong with my gums, let you know, and I'll insert a picture of that here. But basically what that was I've had cold sores like plenty of times in the past. Whether I was being out in the sun or stressed or something, I would get a cold sore, and so I guess that was just my body's way of dealing with all the trauma that happened to my mouth that day. But I got like some irritation on my gums. At first it just felt like it was irritated, and then it did get really sensitive, but it went away in like 2 or 3 days, and then it was fine. So yeah, I'm very happy with the process so far. I'm just hoping that my permanents are everything that I want them to be and that they line up perfectly and there's no complications. I'm just really worried that like something's going to go wrong. Either they don't match up with my gum line, or there's like gaps or something. Like that's what I'm worried about. But the dentist that I go to is just so amazing. If you guys live in the Eastern North Carolina area, I will link his office down below, and their phone number and their website and all that good stuff, their address. And it's Dr. Winchester. He is literally like the sweetest guy. He's an artist. Like, I was so amazed. The biggest difference I felt was when I looked in the mirror after him just doing the first 10-minute composite of my teeth. Like, I remember looking and was like, that's crazy that you just changed my teeth that much. But anyway, he's just an awesome guy, and I have some coupons if any of you guys are interested that just show that I referred you, and you get like a little discount as well. So just contact me if you have any questions, and stay tuned for my permanent video. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hey you guys, this is Kason again, and I'm here to show you my permanent veneers. So I actually got my veneers about a month and a half ago, but I'm just now getting to film this video, and I did want to show y'all the final results and just kind of tell you guys how I felt about them, and also what we did at the final visit. So at my final visit, I went to get my permanent veneers, and they went ahead and just kind of pried off the temporary ones that I had. They were actually all just one piece that kind of just fit up in my they kind of connected to my eye teeth, and then they were just seaming it to my eye teeth here, and so they just kind of popped in and out, and so they just kind of pried those until they came off, and then they went ahead and steaming it in my permanent veneers. Now my permanent veneers came from a company called Glidewell Laboratories, and I will link them down below as well if you want to just kind of see more about what veneers are. But they are, I guess, the company that made my actual veneers, and I asked them what color mine was, but I guess there's different colors because one of my teeth ended up having to be crowned, so that was called one number, and then the other ones were a different number, and I think like there was one other color involved. So, but I do know that mine were in the bleach family, like there's like the natural line and then there's the bleach line, and mine were like as white as you could go from what I thought, but now that I look into it more, I think there was actually like another step up that I could have gotten, but they thought they wouldn't look as natural, and I'm pretty happy. I kind of wish they were whiter, just because once you get them this white, you can never whiten them again. So, and I like them. They look very, very natural, and they match my eye teeth. Sorry, they match my eye teeth really well. But anyway, so they went ahead and they just seamed it on each tooth. It was really quick, painless, and they made sure that they were in place and they were perfect. There are not any gaps or holes or anything. I was so impressed at how different they looked than the temporaries. I thought the temporaries looked amazing, and so when I realized how awesome the actual permanent ones were, I was just like amazed. So the temporaries were definitely like thicker and not shaped as pretty, and weren't as white too. So these are definitely just like real teeth. I cannot tell that they're not my real teeth at all. There's no movement. There's no, like, I don't have a sensation to, like, you know, treat them like any different than my regular teeth. You can floss them as normal. You can use any type of toothpaste, anything like that. I am going to go into a little bit more about my teeth care, but I wanted to go ahead and show you the permanent ones, so I'm just going to zoom in now. So these are my permanent veneers. Again, I only got the first 4 done, but as you can tell, just getting those 4 just completely changed my whole smile. It makes all of it just line up really well. When I smile now, you can't see my gum line as much. This is kind of my natural smile here. Before, when I would naturally smile, you could see a lot of my gum line up here, but they just evened out my gum line really well. And yeah, they're nice and white, and they all match, and they still look natural though. They're natural to my normal tooth shape, so they're nothing that really makes me look that different. A lot of people can't even tell, so I'm very happy with them. Yeah. So my dentist, Dr. Winchester, he was very nice. He actually made me whitening trays so that I could make sure that the rest of my teeth matched the 4 veneers, and I really didn't need to whiten them anyway. They matched pretty much right on anyway, but I do kind of whiten them just to give that extra little whitening brightness. My teeth don't really whiten very well anyway. I have what they call gray-based teeth, and gray-based teeth do not whiten as well as yellow-based teeth. So my teeth are naturally pretty white anyway, but when I do whiten them, it pretty much just gets off the surface stains. It doesn't really whiten the teeth that much. But he did make me a whitening kit, and they're from the New Pro White Gold. This is the company that does the whitening system. So this whitening system just comes with 3 different syringes that are filled with the whitening solution, and then they basically molded me for a top and a bottom mouth tray so that I can whiten both the top and bottom of my teeth. And they actually did that at no extra charge, so that was just really nice of them. So that's kind of how I keep my teeth nice and white. Before I got this system, I was whitening my teeth with Dr. George's Dental White, and I will link down below where you can find this at. This is really awesome stuff. It does not make your teeth sensitive whatsoever. So if you're one of those that really suffers from sensitivity after whitening, I did not notice where this made my teeth sensitive at all. So you can either just add this along with your toothpaste for a daily, like, gradual whitening. You can just kind of put it on a little brush and paint it on your teeth and leave it on for 20 minutes and it'll be like a whitening treatment. You can use it as just kind of like, has different ways that you can use it. You can actually put it into a mouth tray. You can also apply it, and then they tell you to use a saran wrap and it will act kind of like a whitening strip. So there's different methods that you can use, but I want to say this is like $12 or $15 for this whole big tubing. You could, I mean, this would last you your whole life, but I will still use this daily with my toothpaste just to kind of give an overall whitening boost. Now, veneers do not whiten once you, or they do not whiten at all. They're porcelain, so they don't really stain either. I hear that they can lose some of their like luster. People will say like they're not as white as they are when you first get them, and that's usually like a buffing issue. I think you can send them in, or like have your dentist like buff them and they'll kind of get whiter. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, another issue that I did kind of notice is my teeth are a little bit more sensitive now. It's nothing that was like very obvious. Now the first day, like the day I got my permanents put on, they were so sensitive that I couldn't do they were going to fit me for the mouth tray, but the stuff that they mold to your teeth is really cold and I could not do it because they had just put those permanent veneers on and my natural teeth underneath are still pretty much exposed. So because they've been drilled away, it makes the nerves really sensitive, and all you have covering them is this little porcelain cap. So your natural teeth can actually still show sensitivity underneath. So I just always use a some sort of sensitive toothpaste. This one is the Colgate one that I've been using, but I used Sensodyne for years, and that's how I helped my sensitive teeth. And I really can notice if I go like 2 weeks without using a toothpaste for sensitive teeth, I immediately notice that my teeth are more sensitive. So I will say that getting veneers makes your teeth slightly more sensitive than normal. Some people say it makes their teeth a lot more sensitive, but for me, it was just a little bit of a change that with using this toothpaste, I'm just fine. I have been using like a soft bristled brush like this one. Before I was using a more hard bristled brush with all the different like plastic pieces in it and all that, and I was really being too hard on my teeth. I'm one that naturally brushes really hard anyway, so if you're someone who like that, just use a soft bristle brush because it really just damages your gum line. Now if you're someone who doesn't brush too hard, a hard bristle brush may be better for you, but for me personally, my dentist suggested that I just go with a more soft bristle brush. But I think veneers you can use either. That's just what I've been using. I also picked up one of these Aura brushes. These things are so amazing. They're just like a tongue cleanser. And I've always just kind of like, I'll brush my teeth and then just brush my tongue with the toothbrush. But these are actually made to brush your tongue. And they just make your breath feel so like fresh throughout the day. And like if I don't use this, I just don't feel like my breath is as fresh. So I've been loving that, but that's pretty much it for my teeth journey. I'm so happy. It was definitely worth it. And if you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. I'll answer them in any way I can. I just want to remind you guys again, I am not a dentist. I am just kind of gathering this from what I've learned along the way. If anything is wrong, please just tell me down below and I'll make sure to fix that. But I hope this helped you guys. If any of y'all are thinking about getting veneers, please contact me and I'd love to talk to you about it because it literally has changed my life. I used to, like, everything I did, I worried what my teeth were going to look like, and now I'm just like, I mean, I'm so happy with them and I just want to smile all the time and take pictures all the time. So yeah, if you guys have been looking into it, you really should, especially if you need it. And it's one of those things like the money, you can make it work if you just set up a money plan like I did. I just put it on a credit through the dentist that's interest free, and as long as I'm paying it off in a year's time, I'm just fine. And I was actually lucky enough that my insurance company covered like almost $1,500 of it, and that's just my first insurance. I'm still going to file it with some other insurances that I have. So if you have a specific dental plan, sometimes they will pay some on it. So don't let your dentist tell you that they don't. They told me that it wouldn't pay for it, but I filed it anyway, and they ended up covering some on it. So I don't know if mine was because I actually had the dead tooth or because I had the crown surgery. I don't know what it was exactly, but they did pay, I want to say, about $1,500 towards my veneers. So happy, so glad I did it. So if you have any questions, just leave them down below. You can message me on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks.